And so after doing Pinterest affiliate marketing for about 6 months, I ended up making. Welcome to what is probably the most requested video on my channel since the beginning of time. This one is technically part 2 of my I tried Pinterest affiliate marketing video. And if you've seen my first video when I tried Pinterest affiliate marketing for 90 days, you guys probably know that experiment didn't go quite well. In fact, I only made like 30 cents for posting 2 to 3 pins per day for 90 days. And so in today's video, I'm going to show you guys what happened after I attempted to run this experiment for another 90 days. And I'll even show you guys how much I was able to make. So if you've been curious about getting into Pinterest affiliate marketing, this video is for you. So let's jump into it. Ever since my first experiment, I decided to change my strategy. Okay, honestly, I didn't really have a strategy. I was literally just reposting photos of furniture and adding my affiliate links on Pinterest. However, ever since then, I spent a lot of time watching a lot of different Pinterest affiliate marketing videos and learning all different types of strategies that other YouTubers have implemented. And spoiler alert, as a result, I was able to increase my earnings. So let's talk about the exact strategies that I have implemented since then. Oh, and by the way, don't forget to hit that like button to support this small channel, and also follow me on Instagram because I would love to be friends. I also wanted to clarify that this is not a Pinterest affiliate marketing step-by-step tutorial. This is not how to do it. This is more like what I did. If you want to see a more detailed tutorial, I will include my Pinterest affiliate marketing tutorial down below. Anyways, let's talk about strategy number 1 that I've tried. This one was the most simple one, which is just posting product photos on Pinterest and adding my affiliate links. So this is the strategy that I followed for the first 90 days, and as you guys saw, it only earned me about 30 cents, so I'd probably say this strategy is not that effective. Now, strategy number 2 is pretty much the same thing, but using a more in-depth keyword research. So a lot of you guys were commenting on my previous video and asking me if I did any type of keyword research, trend research, or anything like that. To be honest, no, that's not something that I was doing in my first video. So ever since then, I started doing a more in-depth keyword research. Pretty much the way I did it, and it's what I described in my Pinterest affiliate marketing tutorial video, is I started researching Pinterest trends, which is a tool that you can access for free with a Pinterest business account, which is also free to set up. You notice that trends tend to change depending on the time of the year. So pretty much I would go into Pinterest trend research and look up what are some of the most popular keywords or trends that people are researching. Once I have identified that, then I would go to SEMrush, which is my favorite keyword research tool, and dive deeper into the sub niches within that trend. After implementing that strategy, I did notice that there was a significant increase in the overall impressions, engagement on my pins. Now, SEMrush is not sponsoring this video, but I highly recommend that you check them out. This tool is quite an investment, but trust me, it does pay off because it helps you so much with keywords, not just on Pinterest, but in many other platforms as well. So make sure to check them out, and if you use my link down below, you will actually get a free trial. But even with that, I still didn't quite see a huge increase in my affiliate sales. This is when I tested strategy number 3, which involves both strategy number 1 and strategy number 2, but instead of just posting pictures and leading people directly to the product listings, I started posting blog articles as well. So at this point of my Pinterest affiliate marketing journey, I just didn't really feel like starting an entire physical product blog anymore. I decided that instead of just pitching physical products, I would also pitch some of the digital products as well, and also lead people to my blog. And at this stage, I once again started seeing a significant uptick in not just impressions and views, but also outbound clicks, which was a pretty positive sign, because you do want to focus on outbound clicks, because at the end of the day, people just clicking on the pin and not doing anything is not going to make you money. Now, strategy number 4, which I researched quite a bit and decided to implement as well, is instead of just posting classic Pinterest pins or images, I also started posting videos. Now, a lot of the Pinterest tutorials teach you to repost viral TikToks or viral product videos. As a creator myself, I didn't feel like it was the most ethical thing, because I actually recently got notified that multiple people started reposting some of my videos and inserting their affiliate links and pretty much making money from my content, and I personally didn't really like it, so I didn't want to do it to other people. So I didn't want to follow that route. However, what I started doing is I would take take some videos directly from the brands. Because at the end of the day, if I'm using their content and driving sales to their product, I felt like that was a little bit more ethical. I also posted several AI videos, which is something that I also made an entire video about. And after testing that, I did see a big uptick in impressions and views, but I didn't really see much of a difference in terms of outbound clicks, which is once again what I really wanted to focus on. And at that point, I had only made maybe like $5 off of affiliate revenue, which was a significant increase, but still very little money for the amount of effort that I was putting in. Around that time, I also did notice that a lot of people started posting videos, running similar experiments, and saying that they didn't really make anything at all. And that's when I started wondering whether this side hustle was even legitimate at all, because again, I didn't really see much money coming in. And so around that time, when I sat down and started creating my next batch of Pinterest pins, I did notice that Pinterest implemented a new feature, which again, I don't know if it was new because I only schedule my pins like once every couple of months or so, but I did notice that Pinterest was now allowing people to tag specific products that they were featuring in their pins, which I don't believe was a thing when I first started. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can technically pin different products that are included in your pins. The easiest way would be to post Amazon affiliate links. You can also use affiliate links from some of the other retailers, but unfortunately I couldn't really post my Mavely links, which is the main affiliate network that I was using. This part is a little bit frustrating because I feel like Amazon listing images are usually not super aesthetic, but I tried my best to still create pins that match my previous board aesthetic. So anyways, I decided to give this method a shot, and that was also around the holiday seasons, so I tried to create as many pins as possible and scheduled them out for the entire month of December. And so about 150 days after I started this entire experiment, I finally sat down and looked at my analytics. So as I mentioned in the past, the two major affiliate networks that I was using were the Amazon Associates, which is, probably the most common and most popular and easiest to get into, as well as Mavely, which allows you to create affiliate links from a lot of different types of retailers instead of having to join every individual affiliate network. And so from the Amazon Associates program, I ended up making a total of $9 in affiliate commissions. Now, while this was technically almost a 3,000% increase from my original earnings of 30 cents, obviously $9 was still far from like $100 per day, like a lot of the YouTubers claimed the side hustle could make you. Now, when I looked into my Mavely analytics, the numbers I saw literally made my jaw drop. So on Mavely, I ended up generating a total of right around 600 clicks, and there were 5 successful purchase transactions, and my total affiliate commission was $0. So obviously I was really confused, and I decided to dive into the analytics, and what I saw was that even though multiple transactions happened and multiple purchases were made, apparently none of those purchases qualified for affiliate commission. And like at that point, I was like, maybe it's just time to give up. However, this is when I came across the video by Kimberly Mitchell, where she described that she was able to make a pretty decent commission on Pinterest affiliate marketing through the SoFi affiliate program. And the thing that really clicked in my mind is that she made $75 for each referral from SoFi. And that's when it clicked in my head. Maybe the problem wasn't really Pinterest affiliate marketing itself, because at the end of the day, I was getting outbound clicks and people were purchasing stuff from my links. I realized that the problem was really the affiliate programs that I went with. Because as we all know, Amazon Associates program is great because it's very accessible, but their commissions are notoriously low. And with Mavely, I mean, again, 5 purchases and they didn't even pay me anything. So that's when I decided to start researching what are some of the highest paid affiliate marketing programs. And so that's when I went back to the drawing board and started researching some of the highest affiliate commission programs that exist out there in the market. And that's when I also remembered that one of the best referral programs that I've personally been a part of and has made me quite a bit of money was the Fundrise referral program. In case you are new to my channel, I used to make a lot of Fundrise review and Fundrise portfolio update videos, and Fundrise will literally pay you $50 per referral if you have a basic plan and up. And so what I did is that I went back to my Fundrise videos, I transcribed those videos and turned them into blog posts like I've been doing with a lot of my videos, and inserted my affiliate links. Obviously, if you don't have previous content that you've done, you can also just create an article using AI. I created a Pinterest pin that led to my blog articles. And so after doing Pinterest affiliate marketing for about 6 months, I ended up making $209 instead of just $9 like I did at the 5-month mark, thanks to the Fundrise referral program. So that was obviously a pretty significant increase from my original attempt. However, there's just another reminder is that most of the side hustles that you see on the internet take time to build up. And I'm not saying that people are scamming you or lying to you in those YouTube videos. I think calling someone a scammer is a very big accusation. I just wanted to show you that when someone says you can make $100 a day, it doesn't mean that you're going to start making $100 per day right away. So a lot of these things take time, take strategy, and take experimenting. And once again, I think my biggest takeaway from this entire 6-month experiment is that you do need to put in strategy and thought into all of this. And then also, if you are thinking about doing affiliate marketing, try to go for higher ticket items or something with higher commission or higher sign-up bonuses, because you can technically make $200 from 4 $50 referrals, or you can make $200 from 400 referrals for smaller ticket items. So quality over quantity might be key. So this is where I kind of started thinking, like, should I continue doing Pinterest affiliate marketing? The answer is I'm probably just gonna continue doing this, as crazy as this journey has been, now that I know that I need to focus on higher ticket items. Another thing that I also wanted to mention from this whole experiment is that when I looked at my Amazon Associates report, I realized that a lot of the purchases that people made with my affiliate links were both from the products that I was recommending, as well as from some pretty random products that I have never posted or even seen before. Because the cool thing is that when you have all of your affiliate links out there, the cookie system also ensures that if people come back to that website and make any other type of purchase, you still get commission, even if it wasn't the product that you recommended. But since you technically brought the traffic to that website, you can still make money. So even if you're not posting like the best products and people are not buying them, but you can get people to click on your links, that can still help you over time. Anyways, once again, I hope this video was helpful. So make sure to click that like button if you enjoyed this video. Also, if you like this video, I think you're going to like this one as well. And as always, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.